Welcome back to Your Netball Besties podcast. I'm Alexa and this is Jenna. We are your podcast hosts and we deep dive into SSN and Diamonds games as well as pretty much keep you updated on all of the national and international netball news. This is our first episode for 2026. We have had so much happen since the end of last season with all the international tests, all of the new lineups. Essentially the entire team and lineups look completely different. We've had so many changes. I think the only team, what was I say? I think Swifts is the only team we've essentially just swapped.
And Vixens.
And Vixens that are fairly unchanged because Swifts pretty much what they've swapped Maddie Proud for Paige Hadley, which is pretty much a like for like change. Yeah. Everyone else looks so different.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a really exciting season.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. It's like going in completely fresh, you can't go in with any preconceptions at all this season. Like it's actually just going to be a surprise for everyone.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting.
Tell me a little bit about what you've been doing the last couple of months.
I've kept it pretty low key. You know, I just had a baby, but you know, that's as low key as it gets, isn't it? So,
just that old thing, just a baby.
Yeah. So she's here. She's amazing, and happy days.
So now you are a household of 4 kids, and you have even more babies in the house. Tell everyone what you do.
Yes, in the form of puppies, because you know, one of my many hats I wear is also ethical registered breeder, and we have some little Cavalier puppies in the house at the moment. Maybe like 8.
Maybe 8. So, maybe 8 puppies.
Maybe 8. But once again, they're cute. We get on with it. So yeah, lots of things going on.
You don't like to spread things out. You like everything to happen at once.
Everything all at once is my life motto, I think. Yeah.
My holidays have not been as hectic as yours. Obviously just like work and like kids and just school holidays and stuff, like trying to balance school holidays and running a business and working full time. That's been a challenge, I'm not gonna lie. Super stressful. Grading at the moment, just starting netball grading, which is like a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh yes, yeah, no. I don't miss grading days.
Oh, and we got a puppy, actually. We got one of...
I forgot another thing I did too,
Yeah, we got a puppy from your mum's litter.
Recovered from an ankle reconstruction.
Oh my God, we've both been injured for like the last 4 months, pretty much.
I just completely forgot that little terrible period of my life, but you know what? Back playing netball now, ankle is rock solid.
I can't believe we actually just forgot that. Most part of our
life.
life...
Maybe that's a good thing though, that we've just forgotten it.
It's like the most part of the last 4 months we haven't been playing because... Like you've been recovering from surgery.
I've only just come back to netball in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So let's talk about what has been going on in netball because so much has been going on. So we had the SSN fixture, which was announced. So that showed us that there's no Teen Girls this cup, as everyone would be very aware of right now. But essentially that's in lieu of the Commonwealth Games that's this year. Yep. But the netball essentially is starting earlier. So no Teen Girls Cup, but the actual season starts in March.
We are, I believe, at the point of filming, 22 days away from the start of the season.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Too.
Like being and watching the Diamonds like the other week and being just all in it, it's like, you get the taste for it again.
Yeah, no.
So good. We obviously, last year we had all of that drama with Dame Nolene Toldoa and Netball New Zealand and what an absolute clusterfuck that all was. They made a mountain out of a molehill and blew it all out of proportion. Headlines were everywhere. It was just an absolute mess. Happy ending. We saw that Knowles was reinstated as the head coach of the Silver Ferns, but not for the remainder of their 2025 tests. It was to start this year. So Knowles is now back as the head coach of Silver Ferns, where she belongs. Ramifications of that was that recently we had the announcement that pretty much like the board chair and half of the board have stepped down.
Yes, a lot of people saying overdue.
Very much so.
I mean,
we don't know the ins and outs of what happens behind closed doors, but I feel like the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, and I mean, Netball Australia, the best thing that they had was a clear out.
Oh, 100%.
So it was needed.
100%. We had the grand final venue announced last week, which is Melbourne again, but not Rod Laver, interestingly. It's actually going to be John Cain, which is a smaller venue, so a bit disappointing, but it appears that Disney on Ice beat...
Mickey Mouse.
They did. They beat the booking. So, I mean, it's a bit disappointing that it's not Rod Laver if we're going to go to Melbourne, because I did enjoy going to Melbourne, and it is a big stadium.
Yeah,
it's a nice
it's a good
stadium.
venue. Yeah, I mean, logically, I understand the auctioning off the rights to host the grand final and money, and I think they said something, it made like $5.4 million in like tourist revenue. So I completely understand that side of the business side. But I also missed like playing for the hosting rights of the grand final, because, you know, that team that has, you know, just absolutely gone through it, and, you know, it was almost like a really nice like extra reward to then be able to play a home final, you know, in your state. And
I wonder how the logistics of booking something where you don't know which state it's going to be is probably definitely harder. If you think like the fact that they've booked the venue for Melbourne and it was already booked, like essentially already booked by Disney on Ice. So imagine having such a short period of time of knowing who the heck is going to host.
But even with that said, there are other venues like the RSC Arena, for example, that's even bigger, can have more people and is sold out on a good day. So,
off the top of your head, do you know what the seat size is?
Not too sure, but I'm fairly confident it's smaller than RSC.
RSC is like 18, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it can hold quite a lot, but yeah, it's definitely smaller than that.
At the end of the day, as long as we get our tickets,
we'll be there regardless. It doesn't matter.
So we've had Netball Australia's continued to push a lot about the support for the Olympic Games, which is something that I am going to deep dive in on socials as well, because I really want to have a look at what the pros and cons are, what it actually looks like, what is holding back, because it appears that the lack of like gender equality, the lack of male teams, international teams that are able to participate is still going to be the biggest hurdle to get netball into the Olympics, because obviously those equality rules were put into place to help women in sport, and as netball of course is a predominantly female sport, it's worked the other way around. So there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts to it. Actually isn't that simple as voting. I've seen some really interesting breakdowns which I want to kind of simplify into a video form, because it's actually quite complex, all of the different things.
Yeah. I have also been seeing a lot of conversations between, do we back the Olympic bid or do we actually put time, money and energy into grassroots?
Yeah.
So I believe, you know, there's a lot of talk about that online.
Can you
Speaking
do
of
both,
grassroots,
you know?
though, what are we both doing this netball season?
We're both coaching our daughters' under sevens Net Go teams.
Yeah, you know, you get that wind, you got that wind, and then you're like, yeah, you know, it's a great idea, and then you sort of reminisce.
I tried to get out of it.
Oh, is that maybe the best idea? But you know what? We're locked in. We're loaded. It's happening.
And then we found out
excited.
we're going to be playing against each other.
Can't wait. Our daughters, we'll let you know when that fixture, what round that fixture comes up.
Especially because Brie wants to defend and Sierra wants to shoot. Oh, this is so good. It's been so good.
Game on is all I can say.
Oh my gosh. We've got to remember, they're going to be like 7-year-olds.
Well, you know what? Little segment to the back end of the pod.
They're both on the right path. They're both already obsessed with netball.
Oh, if my daughter's anything, it's determined.
We found out about Johor Jewels. I'd never heard about them before, but now we all know about them. And why? Because Gretel Bueta and Laura Langman are going to, well, they're there now.
Yeah, I think they just flew.
Yeah.
Flew out, yeah.
They're in Malaysia and they are going to be playing for the Johor Jewels for, I think it's essentially a 3-month season, isn't it?
I think it's short. I think it's even shorter, isn't it? Isn't it like 8 weeks? It's like quite short. Yeah.
But we are holding out hope that this is essentially just Gretel's dipping toe back into the water. She's essentially, this is her pre-season, really, going over there.
Yeah, you know, keeping in touch, getting it back. There might be a certain, I don't know, big little competition at the end of the year, and you know, people play internationally. They can still be named in certain teams.
Look, it's not a secret that Gretel has been training with Stacey Marinkovic, and they have been doing sessions together.
So all I'm saying is if I saw a certain name on a certain list, I wouldn't be mad.
In regards to like the Constellation Cup, and I think where perhaps, you know, we were just lacking that little bit in the additional option when you've got a Weki down one end and we don't really have anything down our end that can counter that or balance it off as well. You know, because at the end of the day, we'll touch on this as well with the international games, but there's a lot to say about the Constellation Cup. Gretel is basically she's like netball Australian royalty.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hopefully this is her dipping her toe in and then SSN next year.
I mean, she
was this close this year.
Yeah, this close, wasn't she? Was in discussions.
We were so close.
Oh, so close. Oh my gosh.
I have faith. I'm manifesting. It's going to happen. I'm sure you can put in a good word. So
yeah, just kill her, Gretel.
Yeah,
I know you're busy with 3 kids, but you got to do this for us. Speaking of Gretel, there was 5-5 in Queensland last year, which was the first of it, which was hosted or created by Gretel Bueta and Maria Folau. I know things have slightly changed going for the 2026. So Gretel has stepped back from 5-5. She's obviously focusing on getting back into netball, you know, and she's a mum of 3, busy lady. We can relate. But I was there for 5-5. Jenna could not make it.
I was fresh off the operating table.
Yeah. I wish you were there. It would have been nice to have a sidekick. Yeah. But no, it was honestly like such a crazy experience, just like meeting so many people. And I felt very much like a little bit like I called you, like cried at the end of the first day. I was so overwhelmed because I didn't know what to expect. It felt like a fish in a bowl kind of scenario, which I was really not expecting or used to by any means. I think I just found it very overwhelming and wished you were there. So because of everything that's happening, the announcements last year from World Netball in regards to the upcoming biannual international competitions, which we have been told are going to happen, no other information has come out that we know of, just that we're going to have the World Cup every 2 years and then another international comp every other year. So essentially international competition every single year. And because of that, there is no Fast 5, essentially. That's been put on pretty much an indefinite hold. I don't know when we're going to find out more information about that.
I don't know. Everything seems full steam ahead for the SSN season start. So I honestly don't think we're going to see anything until possibly even next year, because we've got Com Game literally right after this.
Yeah.
So
because next year is the World Cup. Please, World Netball, fill us in. We don't know what's going on. Oh, big announcement.
Exciting announcement.
So exciting. It's something that we have been, as fans as a whole, crying out for years. And that is Netball Australia announced that there are now going to be 10 SSN teams going from 2027.
Oh, can't
so
wait.
From next year. I believe the cutoff date for the the applications were in January, so they've ended. I did a video on Tasmania, so Tasmania has definitely put in a very strong application. They are strong contenders. I believe there was another one in New South Wales that's also a strong contender. We obviously wanted another
a WA
Perth
team.
Yeah.
Honestly, we could support another team.
100% we could support another team. We need another team.
The attendances alone at Fever Games, on a quiet day, minimum 10,000. And I think the good thing about WA is the whole vibe is, who doesn't love a derby for a start?
Yeah.
But also, we just love our team, so we would just so openly accept a new team in and support both of them. So there wouldn't be a big divide, as like some other states have certain big divides. So please give us another team, please.
Please. Let's go into the netball, all the team changes. There are a lot. So pretty much 6 out of the 8 teams look really different, like extremely different, to the point where if anyone tells you they think they could predict what this lineup is going to end up looking like what the ladder's going to look like, that they are kidding themselves, because no one can know. We have a huge influx of New Zealand players, Kiwi players, Silver Ferns, starting with Fever. So we have, of course, Janelle announced her pregnancy.
Very exciting.
Very, very
Sad
exciting.
for Fever fans, but very exciting for her nonetheless, because she made it very clear she would be back.
Yes.
So, happy days.
And of course, then they announced who will be temporary replacing her for the maternity leave period. And that is, of course, none other than Romelda Aiken-George.
What's retirement these days?
I know, what is retirement
Yeah.
in netball?
Yeah.
She is looking fitter than ever.
Oh, yes, she really is. That's the fever effect, honestly.
Yeah.
Dan Ryan and the fever effect. Well, I hope for her sake that she goes out and she just has a solid, this is her, she's going into it knowing this is my last season, give it everything she got. Because, she has so many credentials under her belt. She's a solid player. So I really hope she goes and she smashes this.
I couldn't think of another player who could possibly be like a better replacement for Janelle. Like
yeah,
Romelda,
I think it's really smart.
Yeah, it's like you're as
Similar
close
play,
to like for like.
Yeah.
Like as close as you could get, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be really interesting to see how Fever are looking.
Especially now that we've got Sasha Glasgow back. Love our girl.
Welcome home.
Welcome home, Sash. Very, very excited to have
Yeah.
her. And I think, as we've seen in the past, like that shooting dynamic of having Sasha in GA and then the strong holding and moving shooter, really, Janelle. But then, of course, now Romelda in that position.
Yeah.
I know that you feel the same. We are very much hoping to see that the Sasha and Romelda duo is the 60-minute duo.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that's just what would work for Fever.
Well, I mean, you've got Sasha who's come home and she's just come off the back of international test series with the Roses. She's very well oiled and she's back in her home environment where she feels herself with her family and her friends in the very, very high quality training environment that Fever provides. And
She
I feel
clearly thrives at Fever too.
yes,
And that's
she
the
does.
difference, And post-injury, she needs to have, have that.
Yeah, and I feel like, yes, she was back last year, but I think that's a lot of pressure to come back to that elite level after such a traumatic injury.
It was really, it would have been hard. You're away from home, you're away from your family, away from your partner. It would have definitely had a toll.
Because I guess what a lot of people might not really understand about those sorts of things is that players sometimes when they have injuries like that, they're still contracted to stay where they are and to recover and rehab with the team in that state. So it's not like they can go home and be around their people and in that, that familiar, safe environment. They are still technically away, having to do that rehab. So, obviously there's a psychological aspect that comes with that. How hard would it be? You just had surgery and you had your rehab. Imagine having to do that away from home, away from your environment.
I mean, it was hard being at home. So it was definitely a lot mentally as well, but you get through it.
We also have Verity Simmons. So she has come back.
After Zoe has a minor foot injury.
Yeah, so I think Zoe was the injury replacement and then Zoe got injured and now
Zoe
Verity
got signed.
Oh, Zoe got signed.
Zoe got signed in the 12.
Oh no, I think it was Caitlin Brown that was the injury replacement. Is that right? Because she's Caitlin Brown for Ruth until Ruth is at 100%. I think.
Possibly, yeah.
I think that rings a bell.
Ruth, we've seen Zoe sporting a little moon boot, lower ankle one, which makes me think it's a foot because if it was high under my ankles, if it was a higher one, if it was a knee high, it'd be ankle. But the fact that it's a low ankle boot, it's definitely foot. 8 weeks is also a very specific time frame, which tells me we're probably looking at a break. So there's my detective skills.
But we love Vez, so love having her back in green.
Very exciting seeing her in green. It just looks right,
Yeah, we were down at the Gold Netball Centre the other week to chat with the Diamonds girls. We saw Vez training with Dan.
Yeah, on a
Popped
Saturday.
in and say hi.
Kudos to her. So.
No, it was good. She was getting worn out. She was getting back into it. We have Ruth coming back, which is very exciting. Obviously, she was out at the beginning of last year, right at the beginning of last year with that Achilles injury.
She did it at TGC, didn't she? No.
No,
she did it in a pre-season.
Was it pre-season or
first game? She did it in pre-season.
Pre-season? It was very early on, super early, but yeah, very excited to have Ruth back. Obviously, we don't have Sunday. So we'll touch on the Constellation Cup, but it was pretty traumatic. And
honestly,
yeah,
such a high elation to such a low. I couldn't even explain the
literally
feeling.
the last second.
Yeah, it was actually heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
One of those moments in netball that I think will stick with you forever. It'll be like,
honestly, but we got to even see Sunday. It was so nice seeing her at the Diamond's game, and we got to see
Jamaica,
her, and she got such a nice little cheer from the crowd, and it was really good to see her up and walking and with the team. So
especially because she's just been playing some of the best netball.
She really has.
Gosh,
She
just can't wait
really
to have her
has.
back. Now we've just swapped Sunday for Ruth, so swapped the sisters. So 2 big coaching additions at Fever. We have Shani Layton and Ash Brazel, which were really unexpected announcements, actually.
yeah, and well received.
Unexpected.
Very unexpected.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear whispers about that. So
No.
sneaky Fever.
They're really getting in all of their specialist coaches as well.
But you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
The biggest news, I would say, is that Shamira Sterling Humphrey is back.
Yay.
Welcome back, Shamira. Oh my gosh, we have missed you from our netball court screens.
And these little sneak peek teasers we've been getting on Instagram as well. Oh,
She's got so much attitude, isn't she?
You know what? As she should. As she should. I can't wait to see her back.
So we are hopefully going to be talking to Shamira and Georgie when they are here next week. Next week for the preseason game against Fever. So really excited to chat to Shamira because she's obviously been really open about her journey with postpartum depression and how difficult that was for her, and it seems to be something that she's really keen to share and open up about, which is extremely brave. We know people who have been affected by that, and it's something that no one should be ashamed to talk about, and the more people talk about it, the more it becomes a less taboo thing to discuss, and women can feel empowered to reach out for help when they need to.
Yeah, no, I think it was really great of her.
Obviously, we want to talk to Georgie because she has just had what a break since the last time we saw and chatted to both of them a year ago at Team Girls Cup. Huge years for both of them, obviously. But Georgie is just oh my gosh, the amount she's had lots of minutes on the Diamonds court. And we've obviously seen her swing between wing attack and goal attack in Diamonds as well. Do you remember in most recent, which was we had Kieran wing attack and Georgie in goal attack? That was a nice little flavour change. They also have a huge signing. Obviously, Romelda Aiken retired at the end of that season. And they signed South African upcoming star, Elmire Vanderberg. I'm trying to pronounce that name correctly. You're South African, you know how to say it. Elmire Vanderberg. I'm trying my best because I know people come at me. Ever since she's been put on our radar.
I'm so excited, and I watched the series just recently gone. Oh, wow. Yeah. So it was an incredible series. South Africa are looking so good, and I'm so excited to see what she does.
Yeah, and she's so young
really
still,
excited.
so young.
Oh, and that's why I love getting them young. And then watching them just grow and grow, and then being I remember when I first started watching her.
The rest of the Thunderbirds lineup is fairly unchanged. One of the other biggest changes in Thunderbirds is that Hannah Petty retired at the end of last year as well, and she has been, really the steady rock of Thunderbirds for some time. And I think a lot of people were really, including us, very shocked by that retirement announcement. That felt like it came out of nowhere.
But they got a Kiwi in there now.
Wait, who do they have?
Heffernan.
Oh my God, they do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot they have Heffernan. I didn't even put that in my notes.
So that's exciting.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so many Kiwis joining. I know there's a lot of discussion around, import caps and things like that. And there was a lot of discussion at the end of last year whether we see SSN as needing to be the top tier, netball in the world. It's not necessarily going to be the funnel for all upcoming Australian talent. Should we expand the reserves, which I believe was something that Bianca
I like the idea of expanding
mentioned.
the reserves and having a second comp going through. But also, I think one thing that gets misinterpreted is they think Australia, the SSN, is a domestic league. It's not a domestic league. It is an international league for the best players in the world.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
I think there's definitely pros and cons to everything. When we were chatting about it last year in regards to, yes, the pros for us having the best players here, but big picture wise, to grow netball on an international level across the world globally, how can we do that if we have all their best talent? How can Jamaica grow when we have all their best talent? Like, how can their own players be challenged and be pushed to be better?
But I also think those players have outgrown those competitions, so then they're not being challenged.
Well, absolutely, that's true.
So
but it's like that's why there's a catch-22.
Yeah.
So how do we make the other international? Otherwise, are we ever going to get out of the situation of just having the 4 top teams? Just being forever the 4 top teams? Like, how does that expand netball internationally? And that brings me to a tangent of what I definitely want to talk about, which is about my biggest fear, right? So many people want like America to get into netball because it's slightly a little bit over there. America has the money. We want like Netball America to like kind of get into it. I personally don't. I can see why it would be good for like money and investment and sponsorships. But can you imagine if some billionaire in America decides netball is amazing, because it is, and then goes, let's start our own version of SSN and just put $3 billion into it and take all of their best SSN stars and pay them 10 times what they're getting in Australia. There goes our SSN.
There goes, no.
So that is my fear. That is what keeps me up at night.
No, I think at the moment Australia are doing a good job at growing the sport, making it profitable, and we need to stick with that.
Oh my gosh, Netball Australia's doing such a good job. Like, they're obviously investing $10 million at the moment with everything that they're doing. That was the discussion, like what you touched on in regards to should that be put mostly into growing the elite side of netball, or put into grassroots and funding that and reducing registration fees and those sorts of things, or try and find a balance of both. Like, that is definitely, I think, what they're tackling at the moment, like a discussion point. But the fact that there's $10 million to even play with is pretty impressive given where we were a couple of years ago.
No, it definitely is, yeah.
Like, I was surprised when I read that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as it keeps TV netball on my screen.
Just goes to show though, like, you only ever see, like, the newspapers only ever put the negative headlines, like when everything wasn't going well.
They get more clicks.
Yeah, but then people don't realise that Netball Australia has actually like really turned things around. Like, things are looking very, very positive. They've made a lot of good changes because it doesn't get the clicks. It does mean that netball in general is in a much better, stronger place than we were.
Yes.
So that is a good thing. Mavs have a new coach.
Which took way too long to be named.
Oh God, yes.
So,
I don't know why. I wonder why that was. Do you reckon there was like contracting issues or?
That's the only reasonable explanation I can think of, is maybe there was a pre-existing contract with some other and it needed to be seen out. But yeah, you can't announce your assistant before you announce your head coach, and it be months between.
It was weird.
I don't know.
It was weird.
Exciting for Mavs though.
Gerard Murphy is his name. We have full faith in you, Gerard. Is it Gerard or Jared, do you
I
think?
don't know, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, let us know. Is it Jared or Gerard? We obviously want to pronounce it correctly. Welcome to SSN coaching. Obviously, JLP moving to Mavs is literally like...
That was also the worst kept secret in the world. The worst kept secret in the world.
Well, we didn't know where she was going to go.
We knew it was in Melbourne, and we were like, there's no spot for her at Vixen.
There's no spot there,
it has to be Mavs.
Yeah, it made a lot more sense for it to be Mavs.
Yeah. I don't see Melody getting benched for what? Like,
can you imagine having to pick between those? I mean, I suppose that's Stacey's problem every single game.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I do with Liz, Maloney,
at this
JLP?
rate, Australia putting 2 teams in.
Yeah. Honestly though, our diamonds, like, there are just no kinks in that armour. Like, it's actually so strong. Like, forgetting Constellation Cup for a minute. Don't know what happened there. But overall, like, God, they're good. Aren't they just so good?
Yeah, it's hard to critique.
Oh my God, they really are. Like, especially, like, I suppose when they were playing against Jamaica and you just saw them basically playing like technique perfect netball.
Yeah, and it was a shame because Jamaica I feel like that series had so much potential, but Jamaica had so many outs. Shamira out with a baby.
Yeah.
Fowler out pregnant. Jodie Ann Ward recovering from her ACL. Dehaney with that little injury niggle.
It's almost interesting that they went ahead
Aiken
with it.
retired. I feel like because they probably was so pre-booked, they probably didn't know, because they were using them all in the promotional content.
Yeah. It's just, it's hard. Like, I imagine like Jamaica don't have that much cash to throw around to be flying all the girls to international comps.
Which is why it was probably booked so far in advance. They had to go ahead. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them are still hanging around. We saw that the coaches actually been staying in Australia to get coaching
Oh, you're right. You did send me that. Yeah, that's so
Stacey,
good.
which is good. That helps with the development. So.
Oh, so good. So I guess staying on Mavs, we also have some news and a lot of speculation around Jock, I guess, because so many people were confused as to why we didn't see Jock shooting for Jamaica, which, you know, obviously would have helped Jamaica a lot, having her there. It was a surprise. There's obviously a lot of whispering in regards to citizenship chat, right?
Yes, possibly. I think there's been some notable online changes as well. Usernames changing back, reverting back, should we say. But, you know.
So, yeah, I suppose we should refer to her as Nelson again now.
Yeah,
She showed Jock back to Nelson.
Yeah. So, you know, people go through things that sometimes people forget that not only are they netball players, but they're people too with their own things in their own personal lives. So maybe, you know, putting all that focus into the upcoming SSN season was maybe just what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Be in her team, be in her club, give it her 100 and...
But there is also the whispers that she might very well be eligible to be a diamond one day.
A certain someone is now a citizen and...
Surely not, though. When you think, like, if we have Gretel coming back...
Well, we don't know, that's for sure.
Okay. I'm putting it out there into the universe that Gretel's coming back. But can you imagine, like, we're stacked for shooters. Like, we would be stacked for shooters then. Because Donnell Wallam may very well she's still an invitee, isn't she? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's still an invitee. We've got Lucy. They're still going to want to, like, blood the young shooters like Lucy. They're still got Donnell Wallam coming back. We've got her back in SSN this year. Like, you know, I don't know how much... And then if we have Gretel back, like, I don't actually know if realistically there's space.
If it were to happen, it wouldn't be, like, this year.
Like, would be very shooter heavy.
But you know what?
For once.
At the end of the day, I think she has a lot to offer.
Oh, of course.
She's a very dynamic player.
I mean, obviously would love to have her on any team. What an incredible shooter. But I think in regards to where are you going to guarantee the most court time for yourself, wouldn't that be with Jamaica? You would be the starting shooter while Janelle is pregnant and when while she's out, and Romelda may very well go back and retire after this stint. Like, Jock would have been next in line as that 60-minute shooter for Jamaica.
Which is why it makes me feel like maybe it was just a personal decision.
Yeah.
Just a personal decision, you know, focusing on the year ahead. So
we had Molly Drovic announce her pregnancy at Mavs as well. So she will obviously not be playing this year, but she is still vice captain, I believe. So she will probably still be in the environment, I imagine. Vixens. This was another one where at the end of the next year, so obviously Simone McInnes announced that she was going to be stepping back from the head coach position at Vixens, and then it was just this scramble of trying to find answers for who on earth would fill those shoes, because that was a coaching role that would have been very, very, like, those are big shoes to fill. So the new Vixens coach is Di Honey, who was Vixens' previous assistant coach, which, you know, we like to see that. We like to see the opportunities, the progression there, because I believe the same with Giants. We have Mannix coming back from her maternity leave. She's had her gorgeous little girl. Welcome back, Emily Mannix, especially because Emily Mannix she was like at the top of her game before she got
what, was invitee for diamonds and all that, and then Madge's going, I can't, sorry.
I know, the timing. Yeah, she was just like, had one of her best seasons yet right before, so very excited to see her come back into that form. Of course, you know, giving some grace of just coming back after a year off.
Her daughter's almost won now though. Remember, she had her quite early in the year and then took the season off. She was pregnant through the grand final and towards the end of, which actually is a crazy thought now to think Mannix was pregnant in the grand final and so was Fowler.
It's amazing that they can play through that, whereas like I was like 3 weeks into my pregnancies and I was like, nope, I'm not moving off this couch.
I did that with the first 3. The 4th one I played up to 6 months. So.
Oh, I don't know how you did that. Oh, and staying on the Vixens as well. So you and I are both really, really excited to see Lily Graham more this season. Yep. She was an absolute favourite of ours last year, not just with how consistent she was in her performance every time she got minutes on the court throughout the season. I know you watched the World Youth Cup. Yeah. And you said that she was a standout in that as well.
Yeah, she was really good. She's got diamonds in the distant future, that's for sure. She's really, really solid player, and I'd love to see her get some more consistent court time. She will just completely evolve
100%. I love when you see like a young player come out, like, and how nerve-wracking that would be to just be like, all right, cool, we're halfway through an SSN elite netball game, go out there and fix it, like do better. And it's like she never wavers, like she doesn't waver. I do remember there were 2 distinct offensive contact calls that she got called almost in the exact same part of the circle, the same movement. I'm sure she's probably worked on it. Even with like the hardest defenders, she looked fearless.
Yeah, very cool, calm and collected, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah. With Lightning, a lot of changes, obviously. We are minus 1 Steph Fretwell.
Who was excitedly about to welcome a baby girl.
Like any day now.
Yeah.
Like any day now.
So
yeah. Girl is very pregnant and we know what that feels like. So we feel for you. Very excited, obviously, as well, because I believe her and Paige Hadley are due around the same time as well. But yes, so Lightning is minus a Steph Fretwell because she's not just gone on maternity leave, apparently. She is actually retired. So
retired.
Look, it took me a minute. It took me a minute to accept the news.
Yeah, all through all 5 stages of grief.
You know, when I was I went 5-5 and she was there. And little story time, I just couldn't I just could not bring myself to have a conversation with her. I was able to talk to everyone else, and said hi in passing a couple of times, and chat to her on Instagram and stuff. But I don't know. I was just so
Not intimidated.
I don't think that's the right word. 'Cause she's so lovely. She seems so nice.
No, but it's when it's you almost get starstruck.
Yeah, when you just respect someone so much. It's like with Liz, the first time I met Liz, and I was just so oh my gosh, you know, because it's just, you respect them so much. Big changes at Lightning. They have the most Aussie capped team, Diamonds capped team and Lightning. And I know that this was
Vixens.
No, because Liz has 100 caps and
as in I thought
caps.
You meant Diamond players.
No, as in caps.
Right.
So we've got Bruce coming up on track to reach 100.
She's about 92 at the moment.
Yeah. So if she obviously plays enough through Commonwealth Games and everything, then she's due to reach 100 in Constellation Cup. So that's really exciting. But it means that, even without Steph in that team, they still have the most capped Diamonds players. And obviously with Cara Conan reaching 50 as well, that's a lot of caps between them. And obviously we saw Cara have a really strong SSN season last year. A little bit wavering around Constellation Cup, wasn't her strongest, she's aware of that. She definitely had a stronger Jamaican Test series, but her SSN season last year was really strong. And so I'm expecting her to carry that on. But yeah, obviously Bachelor d'Or moved to Mavs, but we do have new additions. This is where the question mark is though, isn't it? We know what the defence is going to look like. We know, Tara Hinchcliffe has obviously moved as well. There was just too many chefs in the kitchen. We've got that strong Bruce-led defence in Lightning.
Yep.
Then you've got Liz Watson-led mid-court. And then in the shooting end, oh my God, smorgasbord. So you've obviously got Cara, who is now really transitioning to a GA role as well. And now you have Donnell Wallum, which is, and we said this a lot last season about the Lightning, is what they were missing is they always had a moving circle. If you've ever played a moving circle, you know how exhausting it is to play a constant moving circle. So without the option of having that really tall, strong holding shooter to kind of give everyone a breather, change what you were doing a little bit. And they've done that. They've done exactly that. So whenever they get to a point where they need to offer something different, they have that now with Donnell. And then with the addition of that, obviously without having Steph Fretwell, who was the main go-to two-point shooter along with Bachelor d'Or. But my God, they've replaced it well. We have brought back Gabby Sinclair back to Australian soil.
Yay for Gabby.
Oh my gosh, that was on our wish list, hey?
That was on our wish list. Yeah, I was bidding for her for Fever when we didn't really know who was going to get signed. But then obviously we got Glasgow back, so that was even more exciting. But yeah, I think Gabby Sinclair's where I really hope that, you know, she gets what she puts in there and she gets longevity, and, you know, it's good to see her back in Australia.
Oh, so good. Because, like, after she had that really good breakout season with Mavs and then...
Oh, yeah, she single-handedly clutched some wins in the dying moments of games.
And it was just unfortunate.
Just to get cut.
Like, it was unfortunate, the numbers and how it worked with her not getting the contract last year. But she's back now, and I'm so excited because I would say she's probably the strongest two-point shooter in all of SSN.
Consistency-wise, yeah, she's very consistent.
And as long as, like, you've got those options to go to, because I think obviously we've seen the rejections with Shamira over the lane with her before, but as long as you're working that ball and you can just use your circle edge, like you've got Liz there, I have full confidence that Lightning are going to look like significantly stronger this year, especially when, you know, they don't have a goal attack that's also carrying a pregnancy and having to run off and throw up on the side of the court.
Well, that makes a lot of sense now, why we kept hearing that she was so sick during the game.
Poor thing. Oh, the first trimester is the worst. We've obviously got Bruce back at 100%. My God, is she back? Is she back?
So exciting.
Oh, like, you know, talk about saying screw you to all the naysayers, because Bruce, this is the thing, when she was coming back from that injury and that niggle, she was still amazing. Like, she wasn't at her Bruce level, but she was still amazing, and that is her not playing at 100%.
Yeah, I believe she had, was it a cyst or something removed out of her?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something like that. She had surgery, she was operated on.
Yeah.
I swear I heard it was like something was removed or a cyst or something from her ankle, but around the Achilles. Have you seen her grab at it?
No.
She grabs her
she
Achilles.
does grab her. Yeah, she does. Yeah. Like, I did a video about her footwork as well, which is something that I've shown before as well.
Yeah, the way she moves around the body is really... Yeah.
It's just like unmatched. No one else has footwork like her. Like, it is like double speed. It's like she's working in a time continuum of her own. Like, she's like double feet. Like, that's why she's so good. Like, she can literally pounce at any second, at any moment. Ava Black is back after her ACL injury, which was really heartbreaking last year. We also have Carden Berger also joining Lightning, which as well, huge find. I don't know if you guys watched the Constellation Cup, of course you probably did. Carden Berger, captain of Sewer Ferns, and now she's also at Lightning. So I think Lightning are very, very strong contenders this year. So Firebirds, we have a lot of changes in Firebirds, keeping in mind with in line with the Kiwi chat. We obviously had people rename Firebirds fondly and jokingly Fire Ferns. So with Kelly Jackson, Maddie Gordon, and Tapea Selby Rickett, with the addition of, like, I guess, adding that to Mary Cholick and Imogen Allison, that is 5 imports in what potentially is the starting 7. It's a fair amount of imports. Yeah. That's a fair amount of imports. Maybe it won't be their starting 7, maybe, because you've got Captain Ruby, and then 2 vice captains, Lara Dunkley and Macy Gardner. I don't know. I mean, who would you bench? Who would you put for your starting 7?
I mean, we have the Spirit Cup this week and the Ballarat Blitz next week, and I think that's going to be our best look at the teams. And I think that's where we're going to start getting a look at what the lineups might possibly be hinting at.
Very exciting to see Firebirds in general, because it is pretty much a completely different team now, and like they've obviously had a really tough couple of seasons. They've got obviously the new coach who has signed a 5-year contract. So big commitment, big trust in her, obviously. I suppose this has got her fingerprints all over it, and this is her vision for Firebirds and where she sees their future. So Swifts, like we said, is one of the teams that has changed the least. Pretty much swapped Paige Hadley for Maddie Proud. So Maddie Proud was out on maternity leave. Paige Hadley, like we said, is due to pop any day. We're one of the teams that have announced their captain, and it's Maddie Turner. Yeah, really keen to see Maddie Proud come back. I honestly don't reckon she'll skip a beat.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
Oh, the 2 Swifts training partners. This was really bad luck.
Yeah.
Like, super bad luck. Imagine having 2 ACL injuries at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's devastating. What were their names, Jenna?
Jess Conlon and Freddie Schneiderman.
How devastating to have that opportunity to be a training partner.
Yeah, just
and
to
then
do an ACL. But if anything, ACLs are so sort of commonly done that they rehabbed so well, and players are getting back to full potential, if not even further.
On the ACL topic, one of the things that I'm going to be adding to the podcast is every now and then I'm going to be doing like a random singular podcast interview with a specialist expert in a field. And the first one is actually going to be with Maddie, who is an ACL prevention expert. So she does coaching and training and strategy, and I believe the strategies actually reduce the chance of ACL by 80%, or 70% maybe, like 70 or 80%. That is huge. The Swifts looking pretty unchanged, which is an interesting choice because I guess of how their season ended. So they started strong. They have obviously, and we've talked about this before in regards to when you have two incredibly strong shooters, a goal attack in Helen Houseby and the goal shooter in Grace Werke. They are both very used to being the star of the show. They are the dominant. The dominant volume shooters in that circle. They're used to having that control and that leadership in the circle. Is that a clash? Is that, do you know what I mean? Like you can have an incredible player duo, but do they work together?
Yeah, it was almost like they need to figure out their dynamic a little bit more in order so that they can fire together and not one over the other. Because it was one day one would burn hot, the other not as hot, the other would burn hot, but then they would both fall flat.
Yeah.
So that I feel like hopefully they've put a bit of work in. I mean, they've had a good chunk of time together now. And
it'd be interesting to see how Bryony coaches Helen's role now, because obviously
and I think
changed.
That almost was what led to some confusion, was her role had changed, going from the dominant shooter to now essentially more of a feeder, and now we're playing this role. Yeah, so a lot of learnings. Very curious to see what their tactic is.
With the Roses, she was back in like her main responsibilities of being that goal attack and absolutely smashing it. She was amazing. Very interesting to see how they go, because obviously they have Jo Harton has come on to be their shooting specialist coach. Grace Werke, young, incredible shooter, does fall in like those technique elements in regards to her body, her timing, her release, those sorts of things. So much athleticism and so much incredible skill and talent there. Isn't Jo Harton the perfect coach? Because Jo Harton is like the mastermind of smart goal shooter play.
Yeah, I think if, Werke's obviously already has that raw talent, but having someone like Jo just mould her, she really is going to be unstoppable. So,
and the additional
really
experience
exciting.
that Jo has with Helen as well.
Yeah, even better. So,
yeah.
And we knew we would see Jo in a coaching role. We knew it. I thought there might be more of a break, but you know what?
We also thought it would be at Giants.
Yeah, and also to hear as well that Jo was the one that picked up the phone to Swifts was really interesting. Maybe it was just sort of made known there were no spots left in the coaching side for Giants. But you know what? Good, because you've been with the club for so long as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do want to just have a new experience and spread your wings a little bit, and so good for her.
And obviously she still has a good relationship with Helen, fellow Rose, and they're both in Sydney, so it's not like she's moving.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leading into Giants, that takes us essentially. So Giants have had quite a few changes themselves. They essentially lost all of their Giants experience. They have new experience have come in.
Yeah, I definitely would say they're like a younger side.
Yeah, they obviously have Jane Watson and Whitney Souness, so more Kiwi imports. So that's going to be the chunk of their experience. And if Jodie Ann Ward does come back this season.
I think her rehab's going really well when she's back to playing gameplay. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in the first opening rounds, which is really exciting because that puts her in under a year from her ACL. Yeah, she did it in like the last couple rounds.
Will be interesting because their shooting circle, do you remember when Jo was injured and she was actually benched for a bit? Their shooting circle was very young. It is now still really young. So Lucy Austin, my goodness, what a turn her year took. She went from not even being on the bench like for most of SSN season with Thunderbirds last year, to then Diamond's invitee, Diamond's debut, and then essentially the filling the spot of Joe Harton at Giants in the shooting lineup.
Yeah, so
huge year for Lucy Austin.
And sometimes it just goes to show. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just make the move. New experience, new environment can be the best thing for you. So. Very curious to see how she goes.
She would have been a bit more familiar with Sophie as well because they're in the Diamonds camp together.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. So they have. So obviously we've got Matisse. I always struggle to say
Matisse
Leatherbarra, and obviously they're the three shooters, and they have expressed that they both also want to have a go in goal attack. So I believe Matisse has a lot of experience in goal attack. She is a player where we've said before, I would say Matisse is up there with one of the strongest percentages of accuracy, but perhaps not as strong as getting ball in hand. Not as strong with actually getting ball in hand. That can be a struggle for Sophie and Matisse, is just getting themselves away from defenders so the feeders feel confident to actually pass the ball and have the opportunity to shoot. When she shoots, she's incredible and the percentage is high, but that I think is what we saw as maybe the weak link in the gameplay, was just being stronger on the body, stronger on the take in the air. Something that you pointed out a lot. Similar with Liv Wilkinson, just players that need to
can't be out-muscled with those defenders.
Can't be out-muscled. And Cara can do it, and they're all slender girls.
Yeah.
But Cara's strong on the take.
Exactly, and that's what makes the big difference.
Yeah.
So
100%. So excited to see how much they change that, and obviously with the dynamic of having Lucy Austin, very young circle, but excited to see what they bring together.
And this is why I'm actually looking forward to these pre-season games.
Yeah.
Today and next weekend, because I feel like this is going to be our first proper good look at how these teams are shaping up for this year. So
we've only had 4 of the clubs announce their captains so far. All obviously on their own timelines. I'm just waiting for them to. I just wanted to do one video where all together. But we have Vixens,
Kate Maloney, who would have thought, and Kira Austin.
Yeah, as vice, and then we have Mabs. Amy Parmenter, captain of Mabs, and then vice captains, I believe there were 2. So we have Molly Drovic, who is pregnant but still vice captain, and then Tara Hinchcliffe, I believe, was the second vice captain. Swifts just announced theirs.
Yes, we got Maddie Turner, has been named captain. Exciting for her. And then we had Helen Housby as the vice captain. Yeah. So Helen Housby and Taylor Fraser as vice captains.
Giants announced they weren't first. They were second to announce. So we have Whitney Souness.
Yeah.
Whitney Souness captain, Amy Sliger
as the vice captain.
The first were actually Firebirds. They announced theirs 25th of November. I totally missed that.
They got out there early.
Ruby Bakewell-Doran, and then vice captains Lara Dunkley and Macy Gardner. Obviously, I would say Lightning's pretty much a given.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if Courtney Bruce will be vice captain, because obviously she was captain of Fever.
Possibly. Yeah, what are your predictions? I think, Liz Watson obviously captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Possibly.
It's just Fever and Thunderbirds.
Fever, Jess Ansis and Alice Teague-Neal.
Yet to find out Fever's captain, and yet to find out Thunderbird's captain, and Shamira's back. So my guess is going to be Shamira. I think.
Possibly.
And they do love a large leadership team, so we're probably going to have Garrett and Georgie in there as well, maybe a 4th. Yeah. We also want to touch on, if you want to do tipping this year, No Dribble actually have a, so it's $15 for their tipping, and the prize is a signed Fever dress by all the players, which I think is pretty bloody awesome.
Yeah.
So if you want to participate in a really good tipping, we're going to participate this year. We're going to do ours through No Dribble. So definitely go check that out. But let's finish, Jenna, with, I guess, and this was so hard. We struggled so hard with this.
I plead
I feel
we're just
guessing. We're just guessing.
Even.
This is based on no real information. This is just guessing because it's so unpredictable at the moment. Top 4. Ladder top 4.
Yeah, in no particular order.
Order.
I reckon in no particular order.
And you know what? This is going to be so controversial as well because...
I don't even think so. I don't even think we can be controversial at this point.
Oh, I reckon it's going to be if like we don't have last year's grand final winners in our top 4.
Doesn't guarantee you a spot in the next.
Oh my God, this is
I think
so
it's
hard.
more. I think the reason for the omission is more because of the new additions to some of these teams
Oh, they're
has
all different.
really like leveled them up. So I think going off of that has sort of what's made like a team that's existing be like, oh, okay, well they may not have contended then, but now they could really contend, and that's the reason for the top 4. I would say it's a joint agreed top 4 between us.
This is actually so hard. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, all right?
In no
This is-
particular order.
In no particular order. This is
4.
our... We're sorry in advance, okay? Swifts, Fever,
Yeah,
Lightning,
yeah,
Thunderbirds.
yeah.
Given what the lineups are
This is
at
so
the
purely
moment,
going off of lineups.
Yeah, we obviously have no idea. No one has any idea.
Yeah, no, not a
like
clue.
it's so unpredictable. Thank you so much for watching and or listening to our first episode back. This was way longer than what we expected. So pray for me while I edit this thing. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's look forward to an exciting whole like 2026 SSN season. Can't wait.
Visuals are back.
Visuals are back.